Hello everyone, myself Alaminifty. Today I'm going to share you an interesting project based on the Netflix data, which is a data analysis project. I will be showing you. One day one of my friends was talking about that he observed throughout the time the duration of each Netflix movies or shows has been decreasing. I didn't believe his words, rather I told him to provide me the dataset or the observation upon which he has told me the results. So after giving me that dataset, I wanted the proof. So I have done a small data analysis project. So we will be sorting that thing. These are my datasets, which is obviously related to the Netflix data. And here's my notebook file. So we will be opening that file, CMD, and then we will be opening via Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook, and a bit of time it might take, and boom, it's coming. So here we go. After clicking the file, we can see that here's a fancy Netflix movie, and my friend is sitting on the couch and is going to watch the movie anyway. So what we have done in the very first place is create the years and duration lists as per my friend has provided me the datasets. So you can see that from 2011 to 2020 here are 10 years that he provided, also the durations, and which is actually showing a decrease manner has been going on. So anyway, and then at first what we need to do is make a dictionary. So to make a dictionary from that list above, we have create a movie dict, which is a dictionary name, and inside the dictionary we mention the years, which is this year's obviously, and in the durations file we mention this durations. After that we can print the dictionary. So let's again print it, and here we go. It is the input one and the output one is years, as we have seen in the list as previously. Here it's already printed in the below section 2, and also the duration is printed like this. So okay, we have done already 10% of our project. So now what we are going to do is creating a data frame from that dictionary, right? To import or to create a data frame, we need the help of pandas. Okay, so we are importing pandas and analyzing it as PD for our convenience, and it shorten our time to do. So okay, and then we have created a data frame, a new data frame, where we call it at pd.dataframe of movie dictionary. As you can remember that we have created this earlier, and then we can print the data frame. So here we go again. It will take a time, and boom, you can see the years and durations in the data frame pattern. So what's the difference between a dictionary and the data frame? Well, a dictionary is like, everything is under the second bracket, and it's almost like the list file, but it's not actually organized, right? Here you can see that years are in one section and the duration is another section. But when you are creating a data frame, you have a good table look like this, and you can call it a data frame. So we have organized it in a pretty good manner. Now we have to look at to the visualization of our data. For that, at first place, what we need to do is the importing of matplotlib.pyplot as plt, which is a visualization tool, and without importing it we cannot plot the thing, whether we want to see it in a line plot or scatter plot or anything, any box plot. Everything is related to this file. Without importing file we cannot do that. So here the hash says import matplotlib.pyplot under its usual alias and create a figure. So after plotting it, here we go that figure equal plot dot figure, which means we are ready to create a figure. Okay, and inside the figure what elements or what components it should have. So that's it. That's also documented that plt.plot, where the x-axis will plot the duration df of years, means the data of years. So what years we have seen that from 2011 to 2020 every 10 data will be on the x-axis and the y-axis will hold the durations likewise. And then we have create a title. Let's assume a fancy title is Netflix movie durations of 2011 to 2020. After that we can show the plot by saying plt.show and first bracket. After doing that, let's control and enter. Okay, so here is a decreased manner of map you can see here. So this is the figure what we wanted to see at first place, and more particularly this is my friend's data. Okay, but it doesn't reflect that everything in Netflix or any other platforms will be the same graph or will be in the same pattern, right? So for that our outlook might need to be widespread, so that we can drag more information out of the bigger data sets. So for that we have previously imported a Netflix data, which is in the dataset slash Netflix data dot csv, which is a common comma separated file, and we can read this csv file by doing pd.read csv and put this into the Netflix data frame. After that we print the first 5 rows of the data frame is netflix.dataframe.head, and inside 5 means we want only the first 5, or in the head only first 5 data we want to show. If we do not give any instruction, it will still print the first 5 because the head means actually the first 5, and if you say tail then it will show you the last 5. Okay, so let's not ruin anything. So here we go, the first 5 rows are here, and as you can see there, these are the column names and these are the rows. So let's see how many columns do we have. Is so our name was Netflix data frame, we are copying it, and dot we can say shape. After printing it you can see 7787 rows are there and 11 columns are there. Okay, cool. Now we want more filtering for the movies. So now maybe in the Netflix dataset I've seen that there are some other genre of films except the movies. Maybe this dataset might hold some short films or documentations, or even some kind of things which are not like movies, which is obviously TV shows. So usually a TV show might contain more than 400 minutes or 500 minutes, which is out of our interest. So we want to hold only movie types in our dataset. So here the Netflix data frame movie only, we have created this new data frame where only the movie type will be inside this file. So for that we call the previous data frame, and previous data frame holds the type of movies inside that new Netflix data frame movies only. After that, in the selected columns, as you can see, here are 11 columns, but not every column we need. So we can only need maybe this title, the release years, duration, and genre, or whatnot. What actual bringing the importance will be needed, and so that we have collected this title, country, genre, release year, and duration. So these are my selected column. After that, we have put these selected columns into our newly generated Netflix data frame movies only data frame. After that, we can run it to show the first 5 rows is like this. So here are our title, country, genre, release year, and durations. And if you see the shape of that data set will be decrement than previous, then you can see that only 5 columns are there, whereas 11 columns were there previously. So like this, we have filtered many things till now, and we need to create a scatter plot which defines things in a very specific and better manner. So for that, we have first create a figure, which is fig equal plt, or the matplotlib.py pyplot or pyplot plt dot figure, where the fig size is 12 and 8. These are the dimensions of how long or how broad data figure you want. So this figure fig size can be vary from person to person. You can change it if you want. And then we have created the scatter plot is plt.scatter, where the Netflix movies column subset with what we have recently introduced will be there, we along with the release year and the durations. After that, we create a title, and then we show the plot is plt.show. So again, we can run it, and you can see there are many scatter plot means the dotted figures will be there with respect to the release year and the duration. So this is the X file, and this is the Y file or Y axis. After that, we have got a good idea that you can see, if I zoom out it, you can see that from 1940 to 2020 there are humongous amounts of movies have been released, and you can see, as obviously in 1940 to 1970 very few films were released, which is a very common thing. And later, by the time grows and the movie amounts have been outburst than previous times, and also we can see that the usual time limit has been decreased, though we cannot properly say that the reduction or the duration has been decreased, because it simply just jammed up with the data. So what we can do is select each genre and make it visualized with different colors, so that we can think it in a very good way. So here is the digging deeper, where we want to see how many short films are there, short movies are there, which are less than 60 minutes only, and we can actually we won't be considering it as obviously, because the films which are only 60 or less than 60 minutes are not in our interest. So we want to deduce that things from our head. So from that thing we have created these short movies where the movies duration are 60 or less than 60. So here we go. By printing this thing we can see that a very few films are there which are less than 60 minutes. So if we want to see that how many films were there which are short movies, so short movies dot shape and then run, so you can see that only 420 movies were there which are less than 60 minutes. So anyway, we want to now mark the non-feature films. For that, in the non-feature segment we might have children genre, stand-up genre, or even documentaries genre. So these genres are not that much important for us, whether we want to see only the films which are in mainstream, which are made for the mainstream audience and which has the potential widespreadness for the global audience. So for that we have created an empty list which is color, and then we need to make a for loop where genre in Netflix column subset genre column is selected, and then inside the for loop we have an if else function which is defined as genre. If the genre is children, then the color will appear as red. If the genre is documentaries, color will be blue, following by stand up is green, and our mainstream movies will be black. So we can inspect the first 10 values of our list. The first 10 values is like black, and then the last one is blue. So anyway, this is just a random guess of what type of movies are there. So you can guess that mainstream movies or the black ones are the majority. Anyway, so the final part is the plotting with color. I just love it to do that, and it's a very good visualization for every audience. And the first thing starts with the set the figure style and initialize a new figure. So in the plot section dot style dot use is 538, which is done for the figure style, and also this line is done for the figure size and figure orientation. After that we want to create a scatter plot like previously. So here the x-axis holds the release year and y-axis holds the duration, and c equals color and alpha equal 0.5, which is the significant rate. So now we have to make the title x label, y label, and plt.show, control enter, and boom, you can see that the children, which is red, are in this genre. Then we had documentaries and stand up also, which are followed by green and blue, which are also a very shorter limited movie types. So usually what we can say from that figure, from this visualization, that the black types or the mainstream movie types are still on the higher peak or hold the longer duration, unlike what my friend has said. So the visualization is saying that the genre which are related to children or stand up or documentaries, those things is the least in the field, which that means that by the time these scatter plots or these points are getting reduced, which means that this type of genre has decreased the duration time. But still we cannot say everything from that list. So, and what next? Well, as we suspected, non-typical genres such as children movies and documentaries are all clustered around the bottom half of the plot. but we cannot know for certain until we perform additional analysis. And for that, maybe another time we will be coming up with that analysis, because exploratory exploratory data analysis is not getting end, rather the end is the new beginning, what I believe. So the final conclusion, are we certain that movies are getting shorter? Are movies getting shorter? What do you think? For me, I would say maybe, or maybe not, but genres like children, documentation, stand-ups are getting a reduced duration time or screen time, that we can say, or I can say. So for now, that is the end. Maybe we will meet again with another video. So thank you everyone to stick with me. Goodbye.